Hello, Internet. This is BoneCarlos coming to you live from Cloud. Is it Cloud Kingdom?
It is Cloud Gaming.
From Cloud Kingdom, coming to you live with another StarCraft 2 commentary shoutcast kind of thing. If you haven't noticed the other voice, that is because it is I Big and Scary. I Big and Scary. Tell us about your wants, your dreams, your loves, your passions, your hearts.
Oh my goodness! I actually was only born with one heart. I was not out of the Zelda franchise. I was unable to continue acquiring hearts by defeating various monsters. It's my hope and dream to kill them one day and get those multiple hearts and be like Link. So that would be. I think I covered all the bases on that one actually.
So you want to kill things? Is that what
or just monsters in general,
just
so that
monsters in general. I got it. Yeah, no. You know what? +1 for that Link Zelda reference. If you guys don't know, shame on you. PM me. I will go ahead and fill you in. The opponents today are going to be Blink, spawning as the green Protoss. His opponent is going to be Bodybuilding, spawning as the red pieces of the same faction. And tell us about these two players, I Big and Scary.
I think the most important thing, and you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Blink won the first matchup here. Is that correct?
Oh, that is right. Forgot to let you guys know that this is a GameFAQs tournament going on. 32 players. Actually, it's like 27 and a half. No shows happen. It happens. No big deal. But GameFAQs tournament. Blink is actually a gold level Protoss player. He's gonna go ahead and go up against Bodybuilding, which is a Masters level Protoss player in his own right.
Yeah, and that attitude right there, the whole "it happens, no big deal," is exactly why you guys want to be part of this tournament next time through. BoneCarlos put this together. He picked it up whenever another guy fell through, and he's not making this into any big deal. It's there so that you can have fun. You can have matchups like this with a gold player against a Masters player, and it's just so that you can show off your chops as a player. Nothing super important is on the line. You're just there to have fun, and I feel like that's rather indicative of a good time. And I'm sorry that I missed the tournament this time, but I'm going to be in it next time.
Oh, are you going to be in this next time?
Totally.
I will
Absolutely.
go ahead and function, quote unquote, the bracket, so we face off against each other, but not really.
Yeah, I'll take the win.
Ouch. Ouch.
Speaking of win, Blink is actually in Gold League and Bodybuilders in Masters, but that really didn't matter in last game because Blink managed to out macro his opponent, specifically in the Colossi count, with some Immortals thrown in by pulling on a double robo, and he took an early advantage and used it to crush an early third from Bodybuilder, kind of punishing that hubris that he thought that he could get an early macro lead and pull out a win from absolutely nowhere. I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah, no, and definitely. And that's just the name of the game. With GameFAQs, crazy stuff happens, but we roll with the punches and we continue on going. Blink, gold level player, beat up on a Masters level player. I wish that would happen in my first round match. But, yeah, right now this is the second round of the tournament. Blink is up, currently 1-0. Links will be sent out in annotations, descriptions, whatever, to the first game. And yeah, we actually see a proxy pylon by Bodybuilding already in the natural expansion of Blink.
Yes, I think this is a more aggressive stand for Bodybuilding as a direct result from last game where he kind of lost control as the game went on. I think he was taken off guard by Blink's ability to produce so many units off of those dual robos, and he wasn't expecting that sort of aggression out of a gold player. I think he was punished for not taking Blink seriously, and I think this is him putting on his game face, getting ready to do some earlier aggression and keep Blink on one base.
And definitely, and in this entire just shenanigans that happened, Blink completely missed the proxy pylon. He's pushing out with his 3 stalkers, pulling back, but he doesn't know that that pylon is there, and he's like, he's gonna scout, gonna find it, gonna take it out. But what I am seeing is that no sentries. So if there is a 4-gate, Bodybuilding will win. There is no 4-gate coming, fortunately for Blink. Robo with an early robotics bay going down.
Very early. It was 1 gate into Robo for Bodybuilding, which I believe is a rather standard build from Bodybuilding, just so that he can get out a plethora of Immortals and kind of just destroy Blink's gateway units. Unfortunately, Blink, once again, going for that earlier Robotech. He's also getting some very high-tech Blink on his stalkers from that Twilight Council, which will play into the mid to late game, which is where his timing hit last time. I think Blink really wants this game to go long. I think he wants to be able to hit Bodybuilder later, and I think Bodybuilding is adjusting accordingly with that Robotics Bay already working on the speed for the Warp Prism.
Definitely, and you spoke for like 20 minutes, but all I got was standard build, and I do believe that is one drink, sir.
I took a drink. I just took a drink. The second I stopped, I took a drink. I swear. I'm taking another one right now.
Why not? For those of you that don't know, we're playing a StarCraft 2 drinking game. Rules come as follows. We'll go ahead and paste them in my description down below.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And we take them as we go. Everything is on the flow, having fun, having some good times. Watch the first cast. You pretty much get a rundown or look at the description. Play along with us. You will have a grand old time. Already a Warp Prism on the field for Bodybuilding. So we're actually going to go ahead and see some Proxy Pylon Warp Prism Blink up by Blink, taking down that Warp Prism. That is huge for Blink. He already has Blink charged up yet again. He blinks away. Good play by Blink.
Yeah, it's really important for him to limit the amount of aggression that Blink can, or that the Warp Prism can do to his base. He already had a Proxy Pylon placed up by the third from Bodybuilding. He really wants to keep Blink contained. That Proxy Pylon kind of failed to hold Blink on just 2 bases, so I think Bodybuilding's trying to hold him off at the pass at the third. And with that Warp Prism going down, I think Blink's going to be in a comfortable position to macro out on that second base and be ahead by 1 base on Bodybuilding, even though he's got another Warp Prism already out.
Yeah, definitely. And at exactly right now, at the 10-minute mark, we already see 3 Immortals pushing out, but Blink with his Blink, man, God, I love saying that. Blink with Blink, he needs to play safely right now. He took out that Warp Prism. He doesn't have to worry about drops. Blink, go home. You know that your opponent doesn't have an expansion. I mean, well, actually, he hasn't scouted yet. A single stalker could have scouted at the moment, but you know, if you would have scouted that 1 point, if I could give that point across to Blink and any kind of player, know when your expansions go up on your opponent. If you have Blink stalkers as a Protoss, it's very easy. Send 1 stalker Blink away. If you know you took down your only opponent's form of aggression while bringing up your own expansion, and you know your opponent doesn't have an expansion of his own, play defensively. He cancels his expansion. Not sure what he gleaned out of that. He didn't spot the army coming from Bodybuilding from that observer, but play defensively, macro up, win the game in the long run. But right now he's playing completely defensively. Bodybuilding has the upper hand, and right now it's anyone's game at the moment.
Yeah, the observer that Blink had was positioned just to the left of the destructible debris. He had a little bit of a early warning system. It is surprising that he canceled that natural. I think it was a good call, just so due to the size of Bodybuilding's army, and I think in a clear, even match, I think Blink would have gotten steamrolled there. So it was a good idea to pull back like he did, but I think Blink is in a lot of trouble. He's out macroed by Bodybuilding by a large ratio, 54 to mid-70s.
Yeah, definitely. The food count is definitely in the favor of Bodybuilding. He does have the high ground advantage, or actually the low ground with the high sight advantage, so he could just go ahead and attack with those Immortals, but Bodybuilding knows he's safe. He went ahead and took expansion at that aggression and pulled back immediately. So he is just, he senses he has the advantage at the moment. He forced to cancel on his opponent's natural expansion, took his own natural expansion, going to go ahead and pull on back and have some fun.
Yeah, and you can actually see the Warp Prism positioning by those Immortals. He has so many of those Immortals out right now. He's got 4 of them, and 2 of them are preparing to get in that Warp Prism. And I think we're going to see some drop play out of that Warp Prism. With those Immortals not having any lead-up time to their firing, they can absolutely ravage a mineral line. And I think Blink, with only 1 mineral line to take care to with his whole army, won't have a problem with defending, but it's going to prevent him from moving out and taking that natural again.
Definitely, and the drop just occurred at the 13:30-minute mark. Blink, he actually reacts very quickly, tries to blink forward with those stalkers to take out that Warp Prism, but it manages to get away with only 32 health. Shields are completely depleted. But the one thing that I didn't like about Bodybuilding's play was his army was completely out of position to take advantage of that. If he would have dropped at the middle line, Blink took his entire army into the back to defend. At that point, Bodybuilding could have just walked up the ramp and taken care of maybe a building or two, and then it would have been just an accordion style of play, which is what I like to call it. I don't think that's an official term, but accordion style where you force your opponent to go back and forth with a drop.
In his own base.
Exactly, in his own base, and while at the same time you take your second, you take your third maybe, and just macro up continuously, and which is why I call it an accordion. You just see your opponent's army just go back and forth.
No, I totally see that, and you know, the type of army that Blink is currently fielding, that whole Archon and Charge Lot build, is lacking in the mobility, and Blink wanted to capitalize on that mobility. He got that super early Blink ability for his Stalkers. He was going to have such a mobile army that was going to be able to harass Bodybuilding and keep him contained, but Bodybuilding has out-macroed him, he's outpaced him, he's taken that natural and held it for so long that he's got a very strong economic advantage, and Blink feels pretty desperate. He's actually going to be pushing at this natural, and he's going to be pushing into a wall of Immortal and Colossi, and he's going to get eaten alive, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, and this is where the skill level comes. I don't feel that skill level at this point from, you know, gold, platinum, diamond, master level play is anything to do with build order, just more in mechanics. I mean, Blink is just pushing forward into something that he cannot win, and Bodybuilding, looking at the food count, 104, 70, 69, 65, 60, 50, 9, 50, there's just no way for Blink to come back from this at this point, in my opinion.
No. I think that was a desperation play from Blink. He probably suspected, if not knew, about the expansion, and he knew that he was behind so far on the economy that he needed to make something happen. The attack itself was moderately successful. I mean, the lost resources tab is pretty close as far as everything is concerned, but in the end, Bodybuilding still has a standing army. Blink doesn't, and he has to GG out.
Yeah, and definitely, and GG he did. That was game 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave comments down below for both of us. I command you. I dare you. I want it. Especially since the fact that I Big and Scary just really dragged me down, I feel.
Yeah, it's totally my fault.
No.
Last game, I poured BoneCarlos out. I made him legally responsible for not only like the Spanish Inquisition, but also drinking issues. So, I personally want to apologize for that.
We're going to go ahead and bring in the annexation of Puerto Rico in the next match. Cool? Cool?
Yeah, no, let's just keep going.
All right, let's go. That's it for this one. F9.